Welcome into our very, very special edition of the Front Row, because where are we right now? This is gorgeous.
Yeah, we're by the water in Helsinki, so enjoying the last couple of days of warm weather.
Okay, we're on the Gulf of Finland. I looked it up on the map, by the Baltic Sea. How lucky are you to live in such a gorgeous place when you're not in Utah?
I'm pretty happy. It's a pretty good place to be, yeah.
So there's been some big news. Let's. I don't know if we should cut right to the chase, but we'll maybe get there. Some big news. Your name has been in the news all summer. I've heard a lot of things going back and forth. How have you kind of navigated that to hear everybody talking about you and trade rumors and this and that? How have you navigated your life this summer?
As you know me, I'm kind of easygoing and having fun with things, so it's kind of I obviously see a lot of that stuff and friends texting you, whatever, but kind of having the humor with it when I'm reading it, it's just kind of, it's a good thing. Means you are wanted and people are speculating and stuff, but I didn't really put too much thought into it. I trust my agent and those people. If something actually gonna happen, I'm gonna hear it. So just kind of, I've been able to relax this summer, spend time with the loved ones and work out, and that's really been the whole thing. Like kind of laughing about all the potential rumors and stuff. So pretty easy.
I was laughing back and thinking back to the first time I ever met you. We talked about how you found out you got traded to the Jazz. That was a pretty funny moment, right?
Yeah. The Eurobasket 22 is about to start in 13 hours around that time, and playing video games and read it on Twitter that Donovan is going to Cleveland, and at that time I'm still part of the Cavs, so it's kind of joking about with my friends that, well, it doesn't have any names, so we'll see if I'm part of that organization. And then around 20 seconds go by and the GM calls, so I was able to kind of connect the dots at that point that something probably happened. So hopefully I don't have to experience that again.
Well, the reason I flash back to that is I'm just so proud of you that in the last 2 years, you're kind of a part of a trade. To this summer, you have made yourself and worked yourself into be the name, the piece that everyone's talking about, and now you've made your decision. How proud are you of how far you came in 2 years with the Utah Jazz?
Yeah, we've come a long way, and obviously a lot of work goes behind, so you're proud of that. Like we talked about earlier, you have to go through difficult times to kind of learn and how to navigate through those tough times. That's going to make you better. So sometimes it's good to look back a little bit and be proud of, like, coming from here to actually make it over there. So that kind of puts it into perspective.
You had a big decision to make about what you wanted, what you believed in with the Utah Jazz and your future. What was the decision that you came to that you thought was the best?
I love Utah. I've said it many times. I love the environment that I get to be in every day, working out, getting better as a player and as a human being. So organizations believed in me the whole time, and it really shows. They're around the team all the time, and you talk with the front office people and the owners and everybody. Everybody's really connected, and it's very family-oriented organization and city and state. So we really love to be there, and I think it's a great environment to grow. So that was really the big deal, and obviously the environment that you get to play in every night, that also factors in that you have such a fan base behind you, and then having that relationship with the decision makers, so-called, kind of having that trust and belief in the future, let's say.
The future, the plan, the master plan, right?
Exactly.
So I know there was a lot of conversation from stuff I would read about the date that you signed and could you be traded, should you, all this kind of stuff. Was there a certain date that you wanted to sign and you had to sign? Just clear up for me all that stuff.
Yeah, it just happened to be that the first day I was able to sign happened to be the day that it's going to be the trade deadline next year. So just kind of giving myself a break from all the rumors and really getting back to being able to focus on the main thing, which is playing basketball and get better. So kind of giving myself a break from all the talks for this year, and who knows what's going to happen in the future, but at least I secured that I'm able to stay put for this year, and that was really important for me to, like I said, I'm not really bothered by the talk, like I don't care, but like it does feel good to know that, like, okay, nothing's going to happen now, we get to go there, I can really focus on the team that we have and getting better, and then knowing at the same time that my family's good in Utah and kids are in school and don't have to worry about moving. So
right, like life can be settled in an
for a little
unsettled
bit,
business,
yeah,
right?
exactly.
Right.
There, nobody knows what's going to happen. So,
Right.
but at least for a little bit of time, you know where you're going to be.
So I think it's big for people in Utah. Like I grew up a Utah Jazz fan my whole life, and so I'm going to just speak for people like me who will watch this and listen to you. That sometimes people haven't picked Utah when they're free agents or they have an opportunity to go elsewhere, or the way you could have signed it so you could be traded sooner. Why did you pick Utah? Like, why are you picking us?
Yeah,
I think fans want to know that.
I mean, out of all the free agents and who you said are not picking Utah, who of them actually have gone to Utah and seen stuff that's around the Delta Center and the Grand America,
Right, and like actually invested in the community, yes, and get to know it, and
actually knowing how people are really friendly and just the overall feeling of the city, how they're treating you, and obviously can't complain about the weather. Just a really fun place to be, and at the same time the organization as well, it's top tier. Like, they're gonna take care of you, and everything is pretty easy. So I think it's just the unknown part.
Okay, I saw you become quite a hiker this spring
Yes.
and summer.
Yeah.
What's happening with the hiking situation? Are you like a world-class hiker now?
Not yet. I'm working towards it. But I mean, it's just I have a couple friends in town, and it was kind of good workout to get it in. And obviously, I normally leave after the season to come here, but with the school situation with the kids, I was able to stay for a couple months in Utah after the season, so I was actually able to see some of this part of Utah that I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And so that was one of the things that I got to hang out with my friends, and also knowing that it's a great cardio workout of doing that a couple times a week. So
at altitude.
Yeah. Even
That's
more
good.
climbing.
Yes.
For the altitude that we're already playing
and
basketball
of course,
in. Yeah.
Your altitude as well. Big person. Did you scare anyone on the trails? They see this big guy coming towards them. Any funny encounters?
No, but that's again going back to the people being friendly in Utah. Just everybody on the trail that they recognize me. Most of my workout gear is the Utah Jazz gear, so that helps. But everybody recognized me. Everybody was really cool about it. They were actually a little surprised that I was there, but nobody really. They wished good luck to the next season and stuff like that, but how everybody just is really positive, and I really love that. So I didn't scare anybody, hopefully.
Okay,
and
good.
I was a little disappointed I didn't see any wild animals, but maybe we get to that part later.
Okay. Part of you choosing Utah is you have to also believe in the vision, and we talked about that, of the team. The results maybe on paper and the win-losses haven't been maybe what you wanted, but I felt like when you came to Utah a couple years ago, you had been a role player on the last couple of teams. When was it that you saw Utah believe that you could be a multi-talented foundational star? When did that happen?
From the first day I walked in the gym, really, just talking right away. There's Ryan, Justin, Danny, talking to Will right away. Just everybody was saying, obviously I was coming off a good tournament in Europe, but just they liked what they saw and really encouraged me to play the same way and really believed in what I can do on the court and that I'm not doing it. So they challenged me to get better, and at the same time they believed in what I already can do. So that also plays a part for just the good feeling I have about the organization, that there was a lot of trust from day one, and that felt good.
I wonder for a player, some of your stops you're being asked to be in the corner in space and be a three-point threat. What was inside of you that you were like, I know there is so much more to my game? What were you thinking about your own game?
You know what you can do, and to a point, I feel like I did surprise myself a little bit on the, I just played in a different way my first couple of years in the NBA until the trade to the Jazz happened, and that was kind of all I knew. But then, so you kind of get used to it, okay, this is my style, this is how I can impact the game. And I feel like the trade to the Jazz right before the tournament was kind of a easy time for me to kind of switch my mindset okay, I know I can do more. And then I think it was good that we had a game in 13 hours when the trade happened, because it kind of locked everything out, and it doesn't matter what NBA team you're playing for Finland right now, and you try to go out there and be the best player on the court. And that's when kind of the mindset changed, and I went away from what I have done the past couple of years and just go have fun and play with the best effort and the most aggressive style of basketball I've ever played. So that was kind of a mindset switch when that trade happened. So after that, obviously, once I started doing those things, it kind of came back to me that, oh, I can play this type of basketball.
We've just been at the Tato Sports Museum here in Helsinki, where they have an entire Lauri Markkanen exhibit. And we're watching these highlights from you as a little boy, and you were a guard. You've told me this, I started playing guard, but to see the video highlights of little Lauri and you putting the ball on the floor and your handles and your ability to navigate the lane, now I see it. This has been in your game, right?
Yeah, and obviously a lot of it is I got to credit myself a little bit that all the hours I just not worked out or practiced, but just having fun with the basketball in our backyard, and multiple hours a day. And then funny little story I can give you, that I can give a shout out to my dad as well. I didn't know this at the time, but he did tell me later that he went to my coaches that even though he's the tallest guy on the team, he's not playing center. So I didn't know that at the time, but I was always playing the guard because I guess my dad saw that all the stuff I've been doing.
So he saw what you're doing in the yard.
Yeah. So
he was like, he's got more to his game than being a center.
Yeah, and obviously that's part of my game that I had to develop later, and gone more in the power forward, playing small ball fives, whatever, and I've kind of learned that later. But as a kid, like I said, I didn't know it, but I kind of had that game worked by myself, and then I was able to play the guard position a lot. So.
It shows. So I felt like, you took a huge step your first year in Utah. You became an all-star. We've previously talked about how much that's meant to you. This year I felt like you worked on a lot of specific stuff. What's been this summer like? What's next in the bag that you're working on?
Obviously the response is always the same, that you can work on getting better at everything. Obviously I need to still work on so many different aspects of my game. You try to maintain the shooting, get better at it. But we've been doing a lot of off the dribble stuff, and noticed that a lot of end of game situations, the ball obviously ends up in my hands, and I'm trying to get better at kind of noticing the mismatches and how to punish them correctly, and what's the highest percentage shot I can get, and that type of stuff. And then also acknowledging that did get double teams last year, and I've been trying to be a better passer and kind of see the vision. Sometimes I had a couple times I saw the pass that it's there, and then like my first year in Utah, for example, like I had like I saw the pass option that I have, but I might not be able to actually make that pass, and then I kind of saw that's what I was working on a lot last summer. I feel like this year I did make passes that I probably didn't make before, but that's kind of the part that I'm still working on, and noticing things on the floor and then being able to deliver the ball and help your teammates, and that way obviously help the team. So a lot of everything.
A lot of everything. Next comes the anticipation, right? So this is going to sound crazy, but I've been covering Caitlin Clark extensively. She sees it before it's developing. So the pass is already there before the person makes the cut. That's a skill.
Yeah.
Does that come with film or feel, or how do you develop that?
Sure, both. Like, experience of knowing when the pass might look like it's not there, but the defender is not actually looking at the ball, so you can just throw it right next to his head, and little stuff like that. And you see stuff on film, you work on it, but then of course game reps. Yeah, just film experience and just noticing things that you might not notice previously. So a lot of practice and mental work as well. So.
You've kind of been breaking the internet, so the kids say swole, you're swole. Like what's happened with the body? I know you've always talked about continuing to add strength, but what has your focus been? Because you do look really like you're much stronger this summer.
Yeah, we've been doing a lot of work, obviously. Not specifically trying to be big. Maybe that's a little bit of side benefit, yeah. But I think we've had a great summer of getting healthy and getting stronger and faster and stuff like that. So
like adding strength, but keeping mobility, right?
Yeah, exactly.
That's a balance.
Yeah, like I said, if I wanted to add muscle and gain weight, that would be the easiest thing in the world to do, to get really swole, like you said. It would be, I wouldn't have any problems with that. But just finding the balance of getting stronger and not, because I really like the weight I'm playing at, and kind of keep that and just be able to move on the court the same way. So that's been the main focus.
How it sits on your frame and how your frame can function with that. How do you navigate what will now come with this extension and a lot of eyes on you?
Same way I've been doing now, just enjoying playing basketball and enjoying the process of getting better every day. And like I said, just signing a day later, securing myself a whole year without the distraction of what people might say, whatever. I get to focus fully on developing myself and helping the team, and taking even the next step, being the leader of the team, and really helping the young guys. And so I don't really feel any pressure about that. I acknowledge the situation, and it is a little bit of a responsibility to lead and really help the environment for the young guys to get better as well and show the example for them. But I really don't take more pressure from that. I'm trying to go out there and win games and get better as a player and really enjoying the process. So.
You've shared stories from your childhood and your past. You are a very process-oriented guy. Like, you would keep the journal and what you did in your shooting.
That's one thing they didn't have it.
I know. You didn't share the journal with them. Yeah. Do you still have that notebook?
I don't have it. It's probably somewhere.
Somewhere?
My mom's safe, probably.
But remember, you did promise me that one time we would maybe see the sticky notes and the goals that you put up.
Yeah, we can.
Are we a step closer to that?
Maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But with that foundational piece, you know, the Jazz are counting on you now as this foundational piece and player. Keon George came out here to visit you here in Finland. Like, I kind of love that, you know, you are a young player in your prime. Keontae's so young, 20 years old. How are you going to try to help grow guys? And why did he come here? Whose idea was that?
First of all, big shout out for him. Obviously, I haven't been pushing in the past, maybe not as much for guys to fly out, but Keontae can always claim that he was the first teammate of mine that flew over and came here to work out. And but it was really cool. I think it's kind of a, I can't say accident, but it happened on the fly with, I walked into the locker room after I talked to some of the coaching staff and their plan of coming here to work me out after the summer league. And Keontae there was some couple guys I think in the locker room at the time, and Keontae was like, "That sounds pretty cool. Like, let me join you." And I'm like, "Are you serious or are you joking? Because if you're serious, I'm going to start working on it." And asking different people what we can do, and then he was like, "Yeah, he wants to do it," and I'm really happy he was able to come over. He's been somewhere in like one country other than the U.S. before, so it felt, I can't remember what country it was, but like, let's say he wasn't too experienced with the world outside of the U.S., so it was really cool for him to, he obviously came to a couple different countries on this trip as well, but for him to come to Finland, and we got to hang out a little bit. He wasn't here for too long, so I couldn't show him everything that this country and city has to offer, but I'm happy we were able to spend a couple of days working out and just spending time with each other, and it was really good.
I love that because it feels like you're investing in each other. Does that seem fair to say that?
Yeah, for sure. Like, would you just fly to Paris, like 9 hours?
Yeah.
And then take a connecting flight here, and it's a long trip to make, and so it is an investment. He could easily just be working out wherever he works out in the U.S., and for him to take the time to go across the world and recover from jet lag as you experience that right now. It was a good trip. So kind of, like you said, investing each other's and just building the relationship and bond, and that will help us on the court as well.
Okay. We are sitting here in this gorgeous place. I need a couple of your tips. I've never been to Finland. What do I have to eat in Helsinki before I leave here?
You're leaving tonight, so.
But I'm going to try something. Give me.
I wonder if there's a way to get our traditional reindeer at this time of the year.
Reindeer?
Yeah.
Oh.
You didn't sound too excited about that.
Well, I guess I thought you were going to go seafood or herring. I didn't see you going Rudolph on top of that.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah,
reindeer. Maybe
I don't typically eat it during the summer, so I don't know if there's a way for you to get that, but that could be something.
Reindeer. Okay. Best place. Where do you hang out? Like, what's your favorite place that you hang out here?
The gym.
Touche.
As you know, I'm really family oriented as well. Mm-hmm. So I go to the gym, I go home, I take the kids to the park, and I don't really, I mean, today we're doing the amusement park, but other than that, it's like, don't do too much. Okay. I'm not going to take you disc golfing today, so.
Oh my gosh, but one day, right?
Yeah.
I gotta work on my form.
That's something I hang out with friends a lot and just get out, and instead of sitting inside an apartment or whatever, just get out. And I'm not the type of guy who's just gonna go come sit here and have a coffee as I'm doing right now.
Right.
But I'm a really active person. I really want to do something every time and be on the move. So
do you get out here and row? I've seen all these people behind us just like rowing. Are you a water sports person? I saw you go fishing this summer.
Yeah, I do. I try to do fishing, and my son's really excited about that. So I've been going with him, and that's really been a good time for us. And picking up new stuff while we're doing it. So I'm trying to being a better fisherman as well. So that's a fun thing to do for sure. But I'm not really I haven't gone out there and just kayak or anything.
Okay. Last thing I want to ask you is the plan for this season. I mean, I know we're sitting here in August, but what's your schedule? Like, when do you kind of get back and start working towards this season? And I know you're a goal guy. You write these down. You track things. You are a process-oriented guy. What is the vision you have for the Jazz this season?
I actually haven't wrote it down yet. There was uncertainty what's going to happen this summer, so we kind of waited out, and you're here the day after I signed, so I haven't actually had time to write the goals down, but I will eventually. But I'll get back to US a little bit after mid-August, so have a little bit of time here, still spend time with the family, and then ready to get back to work and really build this thing. So
You've just signed a huge contract. You are the most famous basketball player to ever come out of Finland and the most accomplished. What are you really proud of, Lauri, sitting here today in your home country after signing this deal?
that I don't think I've changed. Those are really still priorities for me. I want to go shoot outside hoops with my brothers and friends still, and hopefully I can get to some ice skating and hockey in Utah now. Ryan told me to bring my ice skates, so I think that's one thing I'm really happy about. That, I mean, I've obviously have great family behind me, and they're helping me, but really a lot of things has happened in that last 10 years that I probably didn't realistically believe that could happen. So just kind of being able to maintain my focus and really, like I said, keep the main thing. Just keep focusing on basketball, and by doing it, I haven't changed as a person. So I feel like that's a good thing.
I think Utahns will be excited that you're bigger, stronger. Are you faster? What have you done to get faster? Are you faster this summer?
Yeah, I had to take a look at my strength coach over there.
He gave us a thumbs up. Okay,
Yeah,
bigger,
yeah.
stronger, faster.
Yeah.
But same old Lauri who has goals, process-oriented, and you have an unbelievable work ethic, right?
Yes, I'm coming to work.
Coming to work for the Utah Jazz. Congratulations. We're
Thank
so
you.
excited for you.
Thank
and
you.
thank you for showing us this beautiful play. I
course.
just feel so lucky to
You
see.
picked it.
Yeah, well, but I mean your town, like, thank
Yeah,
you. I love
appreciate
seeing
you
a
coming
glimpse
over.
of your life. It's beautiful.
Yeah,
All right,
appreciate you taking the time from the busy schedule you have.
always. I'm curious about you, and I want to see you succeed as a person, so this helps me
Yeah.
understand you. All right, let's
We'll
get
do
you out
more
of
of
here.
this. Yeah,
We'll do more of
in
these.
Salt Lake.
We're going to do an entire Harry Potter podcast. I didn't get to Harry Potter today. That's our next goal. Disc
Yeah.
golf and Harry Potter. But
Sure.
for now, big contracts and NBA talk. All right.
Yeah, whatever.
Okay. That's been the front row from Helsinki, Finland, with the newly extended Lauri Markkanen, who is coming to work for the Jazz.